this is Trisha and welcome to my channel. So today I decided to make some coconut shrimp, and I want to make this a low-carb coconut shrimp. So instead of using flour, just regular flour, I'm going to be using coconut flour. Plus I believe it'll give it an extra flavor of coconut. So let me tell you what my ingredients are. Here I've got 1 pound of shrimp, and it's already clean and deveined, and I've removed the outer shell except for the little tail. I left that on there. All right, I've also got 1 egg that I'm going to beat. I'm going to be using coconut flour, as I said, but I've also got some coconut flakes, and these are unsweetened coconut flakes. I'm going to be doing most of the shrimp with the flakes on it and some of them without it, because my husband doesn't like the texture of coconut. He likes the flavor but not the texture, so I'm going to do his without. And then I'm also going to be using some coconut milk, and I've got some seasoning, salt and pepper, and I've got a little bit of cayenne and a little bit of paprika. And my oil, I'm going to be using coconut oil. You can use an avocado oil, or you can use a butter spray, but I'm using coconut because, again, extra flavor. And then I'm going to be doing a little bit of a dipping sauce for this, and that's where I kind of like have a little bit of carbs, because I am going to be using pineapple, and it's pineapple in its own juice, but I'm just going to use a little bit because I want to flavor my sauce with it. And I'm going to use a teriyaki, a bit of soy sauce, and some of the coconut milk. All right, so the first step would be obviously to clean all your shrimp, as I have done. So now I'm going to go ahead and beat the egg. All right, so I've beaten the egg here, and in this bowl I'm going to add my coconut milk. And I'm going to use about half of this can, and I've got in here is a 13.5 ounce can of coconut milk. So I'm going to save some of this for my dipping sauce. And here is my milk. So into my milk, I'll add in my shrimp. Let them get coated. Okay, so here's my shrimp all coated into the coconut milk. Okay, so now into this other bowl, I'm going to add my coconut flour. Let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3. I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of coconut flour to that. I'm going to season it with salt and pepper. And I'm also going to season it with my paprika and a little bit of my cayenne. Cayenne is completely optional. All right, so now we have that, and that is getting set aside. And here I have a plate, and I'm going to add my shredded unsweetened coconut. You can use sweetened if you want to use that. I happen to be using this for my specific diet. And I'm using about 4 heaping tablespoons, maybe a little bit extra. That might have been maybe closer to 5, but that'll depend on how much shrimp you'll be doing. And I'm going to season this just like I did my coconut flour. And just mix it around. All right, so here in front of me, I've got all my little items all prepped. Shrimp, the flour, egg, and the coconut shredded coconut. And then I've already done 1 shrimp just to make sure that I'm going to be doing this correctly. And I've got it on some parchment paper here. You can lay it wherever you want. So just take your shrimp that's been in your coconut milk, add some flour, shake, add some egg, shake, a little more flour, egg again, and then the coconut. So there we go. I'm going to be repeating this for about half of this, and then the other half I'll do it with just the flour, egg, flour. Okay? Okay, so just to show you how I'm doing the ones without the coconut flakes, I am dipping it in the flour to coat, and I barely have enough to do. This is about 16 shrimp. So coconut flour, egg, and then back onto my flour. Coat it as best as I can here. And there we go. So I've done 8 and 8, and I've still got 2 more. So I may sprinkle a little bit more flour in here, a little bit more of the seasonings, just to get these last two done. So that gives you an idea of what 1 pound of shrimp. But I will let you know that my shrimp is a Texas Gulf Coast shrimp. It is a large shrimp. So just in case you were curious about that. So let's go on to the next step. All right, so I'm going to spray the inside of my air fryer with the coconut spray. And then I'm going to rest these shrimp. And I don't want to put them too close together. Okay, so that's what they look like inside of the canister. They're not very close together. So I'm going to put this in there for about 10 minutes. I'm going to put my temperature at 375. And what I'm going to do is going to have them in there for 5 minutes, turn them over, and then finish them off the rest of the other 5 minutes. So altogether, it'll be about 10 minutes that they'll be in the air fryer. So let me get that started, and we'll be back once this is done, and then I'll go ahead and do the rest, and I'll show you how to make our dipping sauce. All right, so it has been 5 minutes, and I'm turning the shrimp over. As you can see, one side is nice and golden. Okay, so while our shrimp is in the air fryer, I'm going to go ahead and make this dipping sauce. So I've got about half the can of this 13 and a half ounce can. So there's about 6 ounces, a little bit more. I'm going to take some of this. I'm going to take about half of that, so about 3 ounces. Maybe, I think that'll be good. We'll use that amount, which was about, what, 3 tablespoons that I poured out? Okay. And then I'm going to pour about a tablespoon of the crushed pineapple. I don't think I mentioned this was crushed pineapple. I don't need any salt for this. I am going to be using some soy sauce, so that's plenty of salt in there. And I'm just going to add a few drops like that, or you know, like a little droplet, I guess it was. That was about anywhere from half a tablespoon to almost a tablespoon. And then I want to add about 2 tablespoons of teriyaki. You can do this however you want, just a little idea of what items you can mix together to create a dipping sauce. You can add more pineapple if you want in there, make it nice and yummy. It'll contrast really good with the flavor of coconut. So if you're not watching too much of your sugar, add some more of that. If you're not watching too much of your salt, you can add more soy sauce if you want, and even some teriyaki, because that does have some salt in it as well. So just mix in whatever you feel like I'm just doing right now, and then give it a little taste. To me, that's perfect. All right, everyone, my coconut shrimp is done, and I have it here all nicely served up with the dip that I'm going to be using. Now, I will tell you this, I did mention that I had my air fryer at 370, but I actually lowered it down to 350, and then I lowered it down again to 320. So you might want to try at a lower temperature, but you do need the 10 minutes to get it all nice. Now, also, you might, when you turn them over, actually, before you actually put them in there, you know, you sprayed it, and then you put them in there. I would spray it a little bit more with some of that oil, and then when you turn them over, if you need to spray any bits, go ahead and do that. Make sure that, you know, the flour doesn't look dry on there. Okay, so now we need to taste this and see how it is. See if I did a good job. Now, I think they're going to be a little bit spicy because I did add some cayenne pepper. Again, you can leave that out. So let me grab one with the coconut flakes on it. It looks, oh, my mouth is already watering. It looks absolutely delicious. It smells really good. And now let me get some of this dipping sauce. I'm going to put it on the side here because you know what? First I'm going to taste it without the sauce. Let's see. You guys, that is absolutely delicious. I love it. I'm going to try now with the pineapple teriyaki coconut milk dipping sauce that I created here. All right, everyone, I'm going to grab another one because these are absolutely delicious. My mouth is still watering. I've got some sides that I'm going to put on my plate with this, but I think it is absolutely yummy. This will go great if you have like a margarita or lemonade or something like that. Maybe a pina colada would be great with this. I'm going to give myself a big old thumbs up, and I hope that you too will give me a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to leave a nice comment down below. Now I will put the recipe that I created for this coconut shrimp in the description box below. So make sure you check that out if you want to go ahead and follow it. Again, make the changes that you need. Make your sauce, your dipping sauce, however you feel like you need it. So all right, everyone, thank you everyone who has been subscribing. If you haven't, hit that red subscribe button, and after you have done so, you'll see a little bell. Go ahead and click on that. That'll notify you of when I upload my videos, which is twice a week. Please share on your social medias, everyone. Be kind, be respectful, spread the love, and as always, enjoy.